Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. This is Noel's Tarot. Hope you guys are feeling pretty good. Hope you guys are doing well. As you can tell, I'm in the hospital, and as you can also tell, it's been a minute. Been a long minute since I've been on the channel, but it's just been a lot going on a little bit right now. Just a small surgery, but other than that, let's get into your reading. I'm trying to think of like anything I need to say. Oh yeah, that's important. if someone comes to the door, I'm so sorry. I'll try to like cut it because I'm doing it on my computer. My phone that I used to record on broke recently. It happens. Getting a new one, but either way, it's a lot of information. I can't really turn that much right now. But if I do get interrupted, you'll see a cut. Sorry about that, don't worry about that, but let's get into the reading. It's just going to be a collective reading for now. Can't wait to get back into the zodiacs because I miss y'all. But what should I start with? I've got a few decks for today. Oh yeah, that's what I should start with. I'm working on a concept deck right now, personally, like my own personal deck right now. And so I've got a few cards from another that really stuck out to me. The artwork is just insane. So I'm gonna go off of that concept and sort of produce something through that. But I got a few cards from it, and there are a few major arcana. So it's gonna be a 6-card spread. Usually it's about like where we've been and where we're going to. So like a it's almost like a big past, present, future spread in a sense. But we're getting the information on where you've been, where you are now, and where you're going. Give you some insight on that. But I'm going to start with, I don't know the name of this deck, but I've got a few of the major arcana from it. Hopefully you can figure it out. Oh, it fell on the floor. Oh, is that the one? It must be, because it's only one of them. So let's see the overall energy of the reading. Oh, hey. See, these cards are beautiful. The Empress. Uh-oh. Don't you dare not focus. Whoa, something is interesting about the way the light's not like you're shining very brightly right now in a sense where I can't even hold it still, and like the next second you're already shining again. Something about that. Ooh, I noticed that butterfly first of all. Please focus. People are having a hard time focusing around you. And I think it's because of this transformation. It's like the moment you show up to something, like all of a sudden, it's interesting. All the focus. What is she? Yeah, you see him? See how she's looking at that butterfly? It's like, this is, even though this is you, it's like a reflection. It's like, oh, it's like you are reflecting to people what type of transformation they want to go through. Like they want to see themselves as beautifully transformed as you are. And the reason I say that is because I know you're the Empress. But I also know you're this butterfly right here. So it's like, there we go. So it's like, I don't know, something about admiring, reflecting, and with the Empress definitely like creating something out of that. I say transformation with the butterfly because that's usually like the caterpillar to the butterfly stage, and it's interesting because the caterpillar would be sort of like the death stage, so it's like transformation. It feels like you've been through something of a death, and now this is wouldn't say a rebirth, just like a birth of some sort. Like this isn't like something you've done before. It's a completely different, like sometimes rebirths can be like, I'm gonna set this down. Rebirths can be like on the set of like a path where like you still look sort of similar. There we go, and we're back. Sorry about that. I had to go do a few things, but are we with the Empress? I don't see much. I see the chair, and it's interesting because I got this big behind chair behind me that kind of looks like it now. It's big and cushy, so something about comfort, something about resting as well. Why am I? This is a zipper handle. Something about a handle. Because now I'm thinking about how chairs have two side handles, I guess. And she's resting on them. And again, where I was looking first in like the very beginning before I was gonna say anything about zippers or handles or whatever, the peacock right here. That's just it's a peacock key, actually. The feathers on it. So feathers, I think of angels, I think of protection, I think of also things that can fly. So like this might be a bit of an air sort of a lesson right now, like in your mind, but then also staying grounded with the Empress for sure. You could be transforming your mind, but then also having to stay grounded in the process, like a huge transformational process that is defying what you know, what you've been used to, like what your mind has been trained to do. It's important to rest though. Something about like still staying rested. Anyways, what's at the bottom of that little deck? The Wheel of Fortune. You see what I mean about this deck? Like, bro, I love it. It's a really cool concept, and of course I'm not gonna do the same artwork when I make mine, 100%. But I love what they were thinking when they put this together. Something about the thoughts is very different, and I like it. I haven't even looked at them too much because it makes my head explode. We're either gonna do the social media deck. Okay, yeah, I'm feeling the social media. What's at the top of this one? At the top of one of the decks, Wheel of Fortune once again. Jesus. Cannot get this to focus. Okay. Interesting. So a major shift. I'm not using that deck right now. I will use it for the zodiacs. And it's interesting. I'm not gonna I'll go into zodiacs. Let me make sure the camera's okay. Okay. Either way, what the fuck? I'm sorry. At the bottom of the social media deck, at the top of my Hermetic Tarot, and at the bottom of this one, and at the bottom of this one, Wheel of Fortune triple. I've shuffled these cards before I came into this, and I was just about to shuffle them now. Don't make me look at the Lenormand, the key in the cage. Not the Wheel of Fortune, but there's that key again. The Empress had that key, bro. There's a key that you have, and you're unlocking a shift. What did the Wheel of Fortune say in this deck? I see love. I see. What the fuck does that say? That is so hard to read. Some of these are hard to read. I could read love though. Car. Okay, some people looking for a car. Food. Free spend, vacation. I don't know. Something about that. If you have any of those, if you're going on a vacation, if you're getting a free spend, like you're getting a free chance, you're being granted. I was hearing about mercy on one of these random hospital channels, and it was like the religious one. It was like mercy, and they were talking about how like mercy is something that's like given. People think mercy is like given to people who like deserve it, and it's actually. And she was like, nah, mercy is actually given to people who have done something wrong and don't deserve it, and that's the point of it. Something about that. I know that the Wheel of Fortune is number 10, and there are 10 things in the Tree of Life, right? And one of those little Sephiroth is about is about mercy. I can't remember what it is. It might be Geburah. If you want, you can research the Tree of Life to research which one is mercy and why that's important, but that might be important to you. Let's get started with the reading. So I can eat my food and watch mindless TV and get the hell up out of this hospital. Because I think I'm leaving today, thank God. Okay. Ooh, oh. There's shit just flying. Oh, there's a lot to say. The Fool, the Flamme of Mars. Conflict. Jumping out of it. Taking your own path. Sorry if I don't look at the camera. I'm like doing a bunch with the screen. But you know. Doing a tarot reading in the hospital. This is doing my best. Alright, let's see. Oh. Whoa. So the root of the situation, it's a 6-card spread, 1, 2, 3 at the top, the root of it, and 3 at the bottom is what we're moving forward to. So where we started and then progressing along, sort of, in a sense. And it reads a bunch of different ways, but I like the spread. First card, Judgment, from the social media tarot. Judgment. Okay, maybe if I move the, no, but it's gonna be all up in the, hold up. That's okay, just doing some camera stuff. Judgment. So starting off with Judgment, what does she look like there? A lot of decisions. She's sitting up in the chair. Wow. Not the chair action going on here. You see that? So much chair action. Contemplating, sitting, resting, thinking. Oh man. Even the Empress is like perplexed and thinking. And this girl, she is not resting. She sort of looks a lot more stressed than the Empress. So maybe overall you have come into this place of like owning your space because of the decisions you've had to make, right? And with Judgment, it's interesting because it's like there are messages, there are thoughts, and like I was just saying, like the air energy. There are a lot of thoughts, a lot of communication, a lot of talking, a lot of thinking. You having to speak up for yourself, make your own decisions, and it's probably caused a lot of stress. Sitting up in that chair, when you sit up like that, it's like, it's almost fetal. It's like the Fool came out too, so it's like fresh, it's new, it's something that you're not used to. Let's keep going. King of Pentacles at the bottom, but you're definitely owning it. King of Pentacles and the Empress, yeah. You're grounded in whatever it is. Like you've made like a mark. What's the word I'm thinking of? Like dogs and cats, territory, something like that. Not that one. Okay. What else are we going for? The Nine of Pentacles. Okay. Judgment, Nine of Pentacles. Individual decisions. Standing up for yourself, speaking up for yourself. And the Pentacles. Again, this is definitely earth and air. This is a lot of thoughts and like your mind. And then also like with Pentacles doing it real life, being like in the actual situation, and with Knight of Pentacles and this bed, getting out of the chair for sure, and getting into a bed. It's interesting. The chair is being sat in, and then like the chair is being used for such serious things. And the bed, where you think you'd be like more contemplative, more quiet in a sense, is being used for like a party. Whereas a chair, you'd probably sit in and like be up texting or something like that. Instead, you're like resting in the fetal position, like, But then in the Knight of Pentacles, it was that vacation feeling I was feeling before, and the Nine of Pentacles, with it being a 9 and the Wheel of Fortune being a 10, it's like in order to get that free Empress vacation. One sec. Yep. Sorry. Once again, let me go ahead and. Y'all made all that. What was on the floor? The Seven of Wands. So the Nine of Pentacles and the Seven of Wands in Judgment. This is where we're the real situation. This is where we're coming from. I think of Nine of Pentacles, Seven of Wands. I think of that's 9 and 7 is a 16, which is a Tower. Which you look like a Tower here in Nine of Pentacles. You look like whatever it is you did independently is like. In because I even now from where I am I can see like a water tower. It's freaky as hell. It freaks me out because it's big and it's in the distance and it's just like it's just like standing there. But so like this could be you. Like you could be in the distance. You could be like the way I see that water tower, especially at night. It's like and especially during the day too. Like in sun, like at any time, it's large and you can see it no matter where you are. But it's in the distance, so I'm not up on it. I'm like not close to it. And Seven of Wands couldn't always also feel kind of distant. Because it could be like a resistance. So with Judgment, and this could be about standing up for yourself, especially around groups. And the Judgment, making your own decisions. You're coming from making your own decisions, possibly being less resistant. And being less resistant by opening up to your own enjoyment, by being more grounded in yourself, by being more loving to yourself, by being more open. And it was possibly a challenge for you. Not being sure of yourself or with yourself, So not knowing your own values, not knowing your own worth with the Empress here. And if you don't know that, you can be either super resistant or you can let people walk right over you. There's always going to be an imbalance because without that level of being, without that level-headedness with yourself, I look like a mess. Without that level decision-headed making, the air and the groundedness, like decisions you make for yourself, it's always going to be an imbalance of oh sure, you can make decisions for me, you can walk right over me, or like with a tower, like yeah, someone can come in and boom, their independent decisions all of a sudden yours. I don't know, in a sense, like either you don't resist, or because you feel like people have walked all over. Well, not feel, it's happened, but because you let that control you in a sense, or you don't let it control you. But if you do let it control you, if you do let it control you, you can turn out to be actually more resistant and be like, actually, I've been through this before, I've been through this before, and actually no more. I don't want any more of it. But because you've went through that lesson and you've gone through probably what seems like an imbalance of that with the nines can always be about cycles coming over and over and over again. That the Judgment, this could be you in that cycle finally because when I think of 9. That's a single digit, and then obviously we're at the 20, right? So 9 at a double digit would be 18, and that's the moon, and that's right before 20, right? And right after 18 is 19, which is the sun, clarity, and after the sun, after the clarity is 20, which is Judgment. So Judgment going backwards is Judgment, then the sun, then the moon, I believe. 20, 19, 18, yeah. So with the moon, That's that whole. I was talking about the 9, the cycles, and their cycles, right? And then and then 9 times 2 is 18. The moon is just another circle, right? So the reason I say that is like the moon is dark. I mean, the moon's not dark. It's illuminated on one side, but it could feel dark, especially feel unknown. So that's probably why there's so much, right? Like you see, there's bright spots. Like even with the sun being right before judgment, there's bright spots, but the moon is also still there. So there's still dark areas. So there are probably a lot of dark areas you've been through, and I don't know, dark areas in your life that have made decisions really hard. This is just coming from a space of difficult decision making because of independency and also like what you've gone through in your past. You don't want to become, the things that have hurt you. Especially when it comes to making decisions. Like, you are the magician, the wizard, the witch, the warlock, the magic manifester of your life. So if you want to resist something, resist leaving yourself, whenever things get hard, whenever you have to make a decision, remember that you yourself, you know what helps you best. You know how to take care of yourself best, and you're always with those feathers. Like I was feeling, they're like you've always got some sort of protection around you. And I know that may be like not what you believe, or I don't know if the concept's coming through, but it's just that something is always protecting you, and as long as you take care of you and you complete that circle of yourself, that extra one that it can be added in that you have you don't have really control over, especially with the Empress. You're just allowing your like with the Empress and the Emperor, it's like one is receiving, the Empress, and one is doing and giving, the Emperor. So it's like with the Empress showing here, it's like you are receiving, you are doing nothing but taking care of yourself, and that is how you receive more beautiful things. That's what I'm seeing here from the root. It's like a lot of resistance, a lot of probably hard over and over again cycles, being alone and wondering why do I have to make myself happy. And it's like I feel like you're finally getting to the point where you're making the decision and realizing why it's been so important to be happy individually. What it's given you, the power, the internal power with the Empress. And that's not like power, that's not like a power and in the sense of the word where it's like force, control. It's healing power. It's nurturing power. It's beautiful. So now where are we going? Now we're interesting. I'm feeling like using. I'll keep it to social media. So what? So where are we going? I hope that makes sense. I love that. Because we were just talking about how like it felt, or I was just saying it felt like a death energy. Not like a death energy, but like you had just been through a bit of a death energy. That's 9 and 7 too. Okay. The thing with temperance is 14, and it's one step right after death. So this is the birth. This is a card of literal like alchemy and creation, like scientific almost, but angelic. And I was just talking about the angelic protection, but it's like angelic scientific protection. So you could be in like the medical field or a weird it even looks like she's like dressed up as like a space doctor. So like interesting feeling. And right now I'm looking outside windows, I'm looking at like the divide between like where the trees stop and where the sky starts. Something about that, dude. Because the temperance angel here, it's just interesting. But it's social media, so Very space agey for some reason. I like it. So, and this is coming under judgment too, so it's interesting. Major arcana under major arcana, 14 under 20. An angel underneath your decision. You know, you're making decisions and you are definitely protected. You see how, I love this spread because of how it works. Let me pick it up. You're being like, you are sitting in the chair. Ooh, babe, that's cool. You're sitting in the chair making the decisions in a sense, but your angels are like, you see that pillar behind the angel? They literally hold up your chair. That's beautiful. I love this spread. I love how it works because like it'll surprise me. That's really cool. Oh, look at the bottom. That's Two of Cups. That's cute. Yeah, moving forward into some balance, into some creation after some destruction. And it's okay to have the destruction. Destruction is an important part of life. Death is an important part of life. The caterpillar would literally always be a caterpillar if it wasn't for the death process, you know. And that's okay. Like, we love the caterpillar, but we would never see any butterflies. And that's okay if you're okay with it. But can you imagine never seeing a butterfly? That's a little crazy. Those motherfuckers. Sorry, those little cute little things. It just make you smile whenever you're having a bit of a hard one sometimes, you know? Or even just a regular day will make you happy, so. Either ways. Moving forward. There is the Fool again. I love this Fool card. For some reason, it feels very like it's blue. So, and the Fool represents Aquarius slash Aries, both. I don't know if it's probably just Aquarius. It could be, but I hear Aries and I also hear Aquarius a lot. So it's interesting because it's blue, so it would feel like a very good mix between like an Aries and Aquarius. Got that fire, got that air, sort of like toned down, but also there's like a bunch of stuff going on here, so it still feels very Aries. Underneath the Nine of Pentacles, independent and innovative. Both letters of I, so it felt right because the Nine of Pentacles is all about independence and sovereignty, right? And then the Fool is all about your own jump, your decision, you know. Another major arcana, by the way. The start of something new. Knight of Pentacles, and now what I'm feeling is like a self, like an inner vacation, you know? And for me, the reason why I say that is because I started the Fool, and I thought of the start of something new, and whenever I have like a vacation, or I'm feeling sick, or I'm like bedridden, High School Musical is one of my favorite franchises to go over and like feel better. So it's just kind of like taking like a major rest and then like coming up from it with a lot of power, a lot of self, and the power is from self-knowledge. The power is from like going into yourself and finding out more what makes you you, you know. The Fool. You see that trumpet? He just spitting straight fire. I don't know what it is about that. He's like, burn, and the fire is coming out that dog. That's a cute dog too. It's interesting, him and his clothes and everything he's wrapped in is completely uncolored, right? But the objects around him do have color. So it's something about like his outfit is yet to be painted, but he is dressed. Like, the colors aren't picked out yet, but the structure is. This is very interesting. underneath the Nine of Pentacles, just very independent. And the letter I, H, J, K, L, M, N. Computer went. Is it letter I number 8? It is. Oh. Interesting. And the same with her too. She's wearing, they're all wearing white. Oh my god. Pretty much everyone in the first start of this is wearing white. So it feels like everyone has like a pure intention behind this, right? It's interesting because the Fool is, and with the I being 8, I think of continuous effort. So continuous purification, the continuous purification process, like you're continuously transforming, right? And not only that, you're always pure and innocent in what your intentions are because you keep your it's weird. It's weird. Your decisions, your decisions and your balance, your pillar of your what holds you up. And the Fool's about making decisions too. It's about that leap of faith. It's about doing it without seeing, right? And the Nine of Pentacles is only like, so you're seeing yourself. You're not. But this is the first card where like people are wearing color, right? It's interesting. And this is a very defensive card, so it's like everyone in this card has like already picked their role, and this is like you're going into it without like having, like you don't have like a preconceived notion about what you're doing. You're letting it flow naturally, and it's like whatever is around you might be defensive, but you're just letting it flow. Defensive in a sense of like, sorry, just checking things. Defensive in a sense, the Six of Swords underneath, yeah, that's what I'm feeling. Like what's he wearing? He's wearing white, and they literally are not. They've got color on, so it's like you're moving forward with a clean slate. It feels, and they're moving forward. And if there are people around you, they're moving forward with a preconceived notion. It feels like with their colors and shades. Like you can see their colors and shades, but I don't think that they, I don't think that they know that their colors and shades are being seen. Like their true colors in a sense. This is interesting. Okay, let's see where we end the spread so I can see what comes underneath the Seven of Wands so I can get more info on what that means. Oh, this is an interesting one. The Knight of Swords. And what will you have? This mother effer has a color. Like he has a color on his body. Interesting. Okay, so what came out? Sorry, was the Knight of Swords. Underneath Seven of Wands. What's crazy for me is that they're holding candles in this. So I guess like trying to light a fire, try to light a flame. So maybe maybe you have old flames, old lovers trying to reignite. Maybe you have old people. But trying to reignite it, trying to maybe defend, but they're wearing colors. I feel like you can understand people's true intentions, and you can understand where their flames are coming from, if they're trying to reignite something, if it's honest or if it's not. But it's interesting because they're holding the candles, right? The Knight of Swords is holding that little, that sword, that knife, that air energy we were talking about the whole time. And if you're curious about the signs, I see. Let me look at this real quick first. There's the car that's just going down the hill. Something about hills. Seven of Wands would be defensive, and I think of that term, the hill you want to die on. So there are folks who want to fight a very, like, want to be. It's possible people want to be defensive and die on a hill of something. And this could be both either positive or negative. It's like either people really value you and they're willing to stand on the hill, on your hill, and go to bat for you. And be the one to communicate for you, be the one to verbalize, hey, like this is like collective, that collective is mine and I'm willing to fight for them. Or if I read the Temperance, the Fools, and Knight of Swords, you're moving forward in a balanced way where you're taking a leap of faith. Oh, and as soon as you go off on that leap of faith, it's like, interesting. It's interesting because like the color blue is all around you in the Fool, like it's the space you're made out of, and all of a sudden, and we just had car too. We just had car in the Wheel of Fortune. So some of y'all really might be getting a new car. Which one is it? Because whoever's getting a new car, because I talked about it with y'all, let me go for a spin. Like, I just think it's fair. But it also feels like, no, but like genuinely, it feels like, look at you on this bike. So like you're still making it through. You're still pushing through no matter what. Like your vehicle, you are your vehicle. Your leap of faith is your vehicle. Spirit, this purity, this like what you want to do, that's your vehicle, right? And all of a sudden, whatever gives you the strength, puts you in the Knight of Swords position, and boom, you're off. Like what that space is made out of is all of a sudden your vehicle. But like physically. But you see how it's air, like the Knight of Swords, we were just talking about, but you see the earth and the ground. Like, and it feels like not just a regular blue, but like a blue-green, so it feels like earth. And now we're even adding like the element of water into, but like air can be blue, but it feels like water also. So like maybe even your emotions, like the chariot in a sense. But something's pushing you forward, and at first it's you, it's only you. And then all of a sudden, the angelic protection, the temperance, the patience you've been through, boom, 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 boom. Pillar of strength. It pushes you forward. All the Knight of Swords is kind of badass in this deck. I like it. He's driving with, doesn't even look like one hand. Looks like he's driving probably his knees. Love doing that. And then he's got like the swords out the window. Like ready at any moment to cut. Going down a curvy hill, which low-key is relatable because I got one of those around where I live, where it's dangerous, and I've been driving it since I was like 10, or not 10. Did I say 10? Don't catch me for that. I meant to say like 15 or 16, but like very dangerous looking road, and it looks like that. It feels like you're going down what would be like a dangerous road. But you see him, he's got sunglasses, his face is stoic, he knows what he's doing, he or she or they, or anything else, you know, and they know what they're doing. Kind of sick, kind of dope, I like that. What's at the bottom? My dude. One of my favorite cards in this deck, the King of Wands. My bad, boss. King of Wands. It looks so like modern, so cool. He's just like kind of chilling there. Man bun's kind of over the top. Not really, but it kind of fits. It's very California. It's like he could be on top of the Hollywood sign right now. With the lighter, with the flame. You get all these people with candles, right? They probably are like This is our candle. This is our flame. Look at it. Resist yours and look at ours. In a sense, maybe that could be one option, or maybe it's just people who are also standing up for you while you are in a position where you have to be more alone. There are people who are fighting for you, who are holding up a candle and flame in your name, in your honor. You know, which is pretty dope because look at you. No matter what, you still hold up a candle and flame for yourself. But that attracts in more, just more for you, you know. Four swords, yeah. You're healing. You're in a healing. You're probably alone right now, just in a healing position, but it doesn't seem that long. It doesn't. Eight of Pentacles. Back to work at what you love to do and what you do to love and what you all and what you know. Awesome. That's awesome. What you love to do. You love to do. That's awesome. Last two cards, they're going to be from the Lenormand. It's going to clarify, or maybe three, because I got the Empress at the top. So we're going to look at the first two sections, the root and where we're going, and then we're going to look at the Empress. Get you out of here. Get me eating. I'm hungry. Where do we come from in this one situation? Queen of Pentacles. Interesting with the Nine of Pentacles. When the Queen of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles come together, you know it's a good deal. Usually, because it's almost like the Nine of Pentacles is like the cycle, the choice, the decision you have to make, and it's like which almost like crazy enough. All these things on the bed, and it's like, what do I put color into? You know, and it's yourself. What decision do I make? And it's crazy because like when they come together, it's like once she makes a decision to take care of herself, he, she, they, once they do that, all of a sudden Queen of Pentacles mode. It's like now the options become clear, the doors become open. It doesn't matter which choice you make as long as you're like taking care of yourself. It's not about the choices, it's about the self and the opportunity, you know, that you have with yourself. Because it's not about doing something. Because with the Queens, it's all about the receptiveness. It's all about the receiving. But you receive by doing internally. So that's why it's not about which choice. It's not about the physical option or the physical choice. It's about what you do with yourself on the inside. And so with Judgment, Nine of Pentacles, Seven of Wands. I like that because Judgment, decisions, Nine of Pentacles is self again, but the Seven of Wands, resisting. There might have been a lot of resisting big decisions, resisting self decisions because I feel lack of self-worth, but just not in a bad sense, just in a sense where it's like you have to experience all ends with that double reflection. It feels like you have to experience just all ends, where it's like you may value yourself, and then at some points, just checking like you may not. You may value yourself sometimes, you may not sometimes, and it's like I don't know. You just have to go through that not back and forth, but you have to. Sometimes seeing both ends helps you reflect and helps you make different decisions each time to understand your outcomes, and maybe you decide which decisions you like best, which outcomes you like best, and you start building your life off of the best outcomes that you like, you know, and that's how you keep receiving more better outcomes. That's how you maybe reduce resistance, and when you stand up for yourself with the Seven of Wands, you can get a whole army behind you, you know. It may not be the next day or the next week, or timing isn't important, you know what I'm saying? The physicals are important. As long as you're taking care of yourself, you're always going to be provided for and protected and have that pillar of angelic strength, that pillar of whatever strength it is that you may believe in, you know. So what do we have? Are we going forward? Ooh. Seems like you're going through a bit of a portal. I like this with all the elements here. So you're making something happen. Very magician. And it almost feels a little bit Gemini-ish. It feels very air because the Fool's here with Aquarius. The Temperance Angel might as well be fluttering in air. Knight of Swords is straight up air. So it feels like the element we're using. If not, listen, it can go either way. You could be asked to being used. You could be asked right now to be, wow. You could be being asked to utilize your sword, your air. I keep looking at things flying. Like there's dragonflies, but I'm on like, I don't know what floor I'm on. I'm high up though. I'm like, what the fuck are all these dragonflies here for? Dragonflies, they're important. You could be being asked to utilize the sword, your thoughts, your mind, or it's saying that you have, because the knight is here, so you could be asked to be more receptive. So maybe since you're utilizing the knight, moving on to the king or the queen, you could be asked to be like, use your mind more critically, or receive more, like listen more, or you could be being asked to use all the other elements since you've probably mastered the sword, which is like diving more into your heart or your passions, or with what's the other one, the pentacle, like actually physically doing something, you know. But I see the mouth here, so it could be about the sword, the air. Like ground yourself, but because you're gonna need to ground yourself to walk. Like you literally have to step on the ground to walk through the portal, right? But you're gonna have to use your mouth. You're gonna have to use your mind. You're gonna have to put them all on one page in order to go through this portal. But once you do, there is some sort of, you see that 4, like you become a master manifestor, like we talked about. The 4, all 4 elements. It's like you take all 4 elements and you are using them to, because you're not just walking through a portal. Like anyone can walk through a portal, but you're walking through a portal that has all elements of yourself aligned. Imagine what you could come through looking like, you know. It's really cool. It's like a feeling I can't explain. Let's see what we had for the Empress. Why was the Empress here this entire time? Why do we get the Empress as our first card? You know, what is the, oh, interesting. Bottom of the deck is the ship. It's a 3. So is the Empress. Ten of Swords though, so maybe a major ending, which is okay because an Ace of Pentacles comes out with the Sun. That's why we have the Empress, the Sun. As we were talking about with that 9 being the moon, with that double 9, the 18 being the moon, right? And right after the moon, before you make your 20, your big decision, your judgment, big decision, you have the moon, and then right after that you have the sun, so you have your clarity. So the Empress, the clarity on your self-worth, the clarity of your self-worth gives you a new opportunity, 131%. And it's crazy because that's the 4. That's the structure, that's the magic manifester. Something about your clarity on your self-worth turns you into the Empress, right? And that 3 and that 1, that's the Empress, and a 1, that's the Empress and the Magician, which would be in the tarot. The Empress and the magic manifester together not only would create a 4, so it would be the Emperor, but it creates a tag team. It's really cool, but it's just you individually. It's you and yourself, and your knowledge of what you can do, what you can create. You don't just be, and you can be and you can receive, but you know you're balanced, so you can also create when you're ready. That's sick. That's dope. What's at the bottom? Oh yeah, the 10 of Swords. At the bottom, that's the contract card. Crazy. So a big decision. Signing something. Interesting. King of Wands. Signing a creative contract. Uh-oh. What's going on with that? Wheel of Fortune is causing a shift. It's causing a major shift. I looked at Aquarius, a Fool, a Leap of Faith, Star, Healing. That's why I let you see, like, because they have so much information. What the hell is up here? What the hell is up here? There's a person up there. And when I end in this section I pointed to as well, that's 3 and 4. Technically bouncing off of 4. So, and 4 is the Emperor, and in the Aquarius sign rules like man and history, and like the structure of like man, like physical man, and mental man, almost really. It's mental man. Interesting. And M is the number. What's M? I think M is 13, and so it's all about death and rebirth. The reason I just say man is because he's also an angel, which is interesting. And this man, whoever is up here at the top of the wheel, so it's like you're at the top of the wheel for whatever the shift is, without a doubt. Whoa. Crazy reading. I hope it helped. I'm gonna move this so I can see myself. I hope it helps. Sorry about all this. I just really wanted to read for you guys, especially being as bored as I am in here. But also I missed you guys, and I'm sorry about all the distances. But you know that I am always going to come back and read for you guys. So I hope you guys know that for sure. I'll be out of here soon, and I'll look less like a zombie. It's good seeing you guys. Hope you guys are feeling good. Email me information below if you are bored or if you want a personal reading. There's information for that down below. Other than that, have a good day. An amazing transformation. See you guys later.